Hey guys, Bobo the Vulture is here, and it's time for more Let's Play F1 Manager 22. I think that's the first time I called it a Let's Play. We'll see if we can manage to continue this, keep it up. We're only one race in. Let's continue, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, now we can take a look at the driver standings for the championship for the year. And you can see, Magnussen, despite all of his transgressions, still gained the final point. Max Verstappen managed to maintain his number one status by destroying his teammate. I'm telling you, Albon's a star. He's got it going on. Race is finished, 1 of 1. I guess they technically still say Zhu Guanyu finished, even though I don't believe he actually reached the end of the race. But he competed. I don't know why they call us 10th. We are tied for 8th. We're tied for 8th, everybody. Don't let them tell you any different. We have the exact same number of wins, podiums, fast laps, all the rest of that stuff. Actually, there is a formula that they have for non-points scoring teams, or teams that are tied, because they have to have tiebreakers for these things. Because the position you finish in the constructors' standings makes a big difference in the amount of money that you get. So, anyways, let's continue on.
Teams drivers gain experience over each race weekend, depending on their performance. With enough experience, your drivers will be able to improve their skills.
Yeah, he got a lot in practice. He got not much in qualifying. He got a ton in the race. So, reserve drivers gain boosted experience when they take part in practice 1. So maybe I need to try and let him get out in one of the cars in practice 1 sometime? Maybe? So, in the race, his performance was good. He completed 96 of 100 of the race. That's kind of weird. He finished the race. He just didn't finish. He finished within 96% of the race time that the winner did, I guess. Maybe that's what they mean. He had 10 successful overtakes and 5 successful defenses. He failed to pass once, and he failed to defend once. Or he got 3 points, or he got 10 points for 3 successful. Yeah, I think he got 10 points for 3 successful overtakes. I think that's weird. Growth potential. His growth potential is average. He's not, like I imagine there are guys that are grizzled veterans who like their growth potential is small, but they should already have way more experience under their belts. These guys should all be young guns, so Latifi having a growth potential of only average is not great. Let's check out Albon's stuff. His experience breakdown, he took part in all the practices. Qualifying, he didn't get to the later qualifyings, as you know, in the race. 4 successful overtakes, 14 successful defenses. So that's where he's getting all of his extra. And his performance was impressive. Damn right it was. Alex Albon. 14 success. Yeah, so 5 points for 14 successful defenses, I'm thinking. Or is it 5? I don't. Yeah, because he did 14. Yeah, he definitely had 14 of those. So it's 5 points for a successful defense, and he did 14 of them. That sounds like that makes more sense. So he successfully passed 3 people and successfully defended twice. He failed to overtake once and failed to defend 9 times. 9 times. He successfully defended 14 times and failed to defend 10 times. Failed to overtake 7 times. But he was in there, he was mixing it up. That's what that says. His growth potential is also average, which, well, it's unfortunate, but like, look, he's gained big experience. Your growth potential is also average. We need guys with good growth potential. I'm not replacing drivers right now because it's only the first race of the season, but like, I'd be looking for people with higher base stats. Like in terms of a third driver, I might look for somebody with higher base stats and a greater growth potential. Or at least one or the other, you know? I love you, Alex Albon. Love you for this. Let's continue. These are a full breakdown of our financial report from the weekend. They have financial bonuses written into their contract which reward them when they finish a race at or above a specific position. We do not have to pay our drivers any for reaching big bonuses. We likely won't for some time to come because they have to score points to do that. Sponsors, all the sponsor-related income and spending. We didn't get any performance incentive money, but we did get our sponsor base rates. So let's continue. Now that I know how our income is going to work a little more.
First race weekend of the season. The team's outcome will have had an effect on board confidence levels. You can see their response in more detail in the board menu. But there's plenty of time for that to change over the season. Take a look at what you can be doing before the next race weekend gets here. Our time is precious, and these moments between races are a good point to develop our team further.
Your time on this earth is precious, everyone. Please take these moments to develop your life further.
You should have an email from the engineering team over in the warehouse. Check it out. It might be something interesting.
Okay. Board confidence is medium. Gotta go to the... Oh, wait, okay. So, James, good morning. I've updated our circuits data based on the Bahrain Grand Prix 2022. So our strategic information is up to date. On a separate note, our telemetry shows that the top speed of Car 1 could be better compared to the grid. We should design a new car part to improve this attribute and keep us competitive. We also noticed that the braking performance of Nicholas Latifi could be improved. We should consider developing them in this area when they've gained enough experience to make them a more well-rounded driver. We noticed that already. I mean, the top speed, yeah or nay, we just sort of noticed that all aspects of the car were a little weak. We did notice that Nicholas Latifi's braking performance seemed to be his biggest weakness. So, it's good to know. Thank you, James. Patrick Stafford. The board watched the race at the Bahrain International Circuit this weekend, and we are disappointed that the team performed below expectation. We know that every team has bad races, and we hope to see a return to form soon. Good day, Patrick. This is F1 important email thing. Not important email. This is the news report. Charles Leclerc claimed the checkered flag at the Bahrain Grand Prix last weekend, finishing ahead of Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen to steer the podium. After qualifying P1 on Saturday, Charles Leclerc was able to maintain their lead and secure a fantastic victory. It's not that difficult. It wouldn't be that difficult to create a script to, for example, use just the last name on subsequent references. Leclerc was able to maintain their lead. The pronoun thing, I realize it's not. Everybody should get to use their own preferred ones. I don't necessarily know whether Leclerc's are they them, but if it's he, then use he. This is clearly twitchiness of my past life as a copy editor coming out. But currently, Charles Leclerc is leading the Drivers' Championship with a healthy 26 points. Carlos Sainz is falling behind them in P2 with 18. Max Verstappen in P3 with 15. So Leclerc has 26 because he got the fast lap, I guess, or was it fast lap or the pole? They get a bonus point for one of those now, and I forget which, based on these current regs. Well, they haven't earned points in the season so far. There's a lot of conversation around Williams this year. The world's watching their progress in the Constructors' Championship closely. Looking just at points, Ferrari's ahead. The Constructors with 44, but P2 and P3 are evenly matched. Mercedes and Alpine both hold 18 points, so anything could happen in the next race. Staff writer, Michael Loon. It's an interesting way to sign off your letter. Sincerely yours, Michael Loon. Staff writer. All right, Francois Javier says we have suspension manufactured.
It looks like the engineering team have just finished manufacturing a car part. It's a suspension system, one the team designed earlier. Improving our cars is a constant process. The other teams won't be taking it easy, and having a cutting-edge car is vital if we want to stay competitive against our rivals. New car parts are initially designed by the team. They can then be manufactured and installed on either car. This suspension has already been manufactured, so we just need to install it. To do this, head over to the car warehouse.
Okay.
From the cars area, you can manage everything relating to the cars and their build. From car analysis to car parts to new development projects.
Every team has 2 cars, one for each driver. The car is an integral part of success as a team, and its performance will determine if a team are fighting it out at the front of the pack or bringing up the rear guard. You can use car analysis to compare your cars and car parts to those of the opposition. Each car is made up of 9 different parts, 6 aerodynamic parts that are designed and manufactured by the in-house engineering team. There are also 3 powertrain car parts, which are built by a manufacturer and chosen at the start of the season. Development. All teams will constantly develop their cars. To stay competitive, you'll need to keep improving your aerodynamic car parts by starting projects. Car development projects allow you to design car parts and then manufacture them before installing them on the cars. You can also research car parts for next season's car to get ahead in improving the car and attempt to offset regulation changes.
Uninstalled car parts are stored in the warehouse.
Where?
Including our newly manufactured suspension.
Warehouse.
We might be able to use it to improve one of our current car setups.
It'd be fun if we picked it up and said, oh no, this new design is crappier than the last one. We cannot improve our cars. We can only make them worse. So let's go where? The warehouse.
Here at the warehouse, you can find all the car parts that make up an F1 car. We can develop aerodynamic car parts in-house during the season. You're here for the new suspension.
I could tell by your face.
Right. All the available suspension designs are here to look through. Notice how both cars currently have the same suspension design installed.
Yes.
Check the new design at the top of the list. As each car can only have one suspension fitted, you'll want to check the stats of the new design to see if it's worth replacing the old one.
So the performance of a car is determined by 12 attributes. Each part will contribute to different attributes. To understand how strong a car's attributes are, you can view their rank on a grid. Car attributes are improved by designing, manufacturing, and installing improved car parts to the car. Different attributes are more important at different tracks, so keep an eye on which attributes are recommended for upcoming tracks when using car parts or to improve or install. Top speed, acceleration, and cornering impact a car's raw speed in different areas of the circuit. Opening the DRS reduces drag on a car and in turn increases its top speed and acceleration. We were talking about that during the race. Driving in dirty air reduces aerodynamic effectiveness, which impacts cornering speed. Engine cooling keeps engine temperatures low and reduces wear rate of powertrain car parts. So yeah, we want to keep the cooling Brake cooling lowers brake temperature. This keeps them operating at optimal performance. Car analysis can be used to compare any car on the grid to another, or even compare a car against the average of all cars on the grid. Car analysis can be used to compare the attributes of specific car parts. Car analysis, you can also compare the attributes of two different cars within the same team.
Take the time here to compare the two designs. You may also want to pay attention to the stats that are crucial for the next race, and see which suspension is more suitable for that circuit. Looks like this new design only has positive impacts on the car. That's great news. We only have one copy of this suspension at the moment, so you need to decide which car to install it on.
Indeed. Now, the improvements are, for the most part, minor. We get 1/100th of a kilometer per hour onto our top speed. We add 1,000th of 1G in low speed cornering. And yeah. Does look like it'll help out in dirty air some. So that's nice.
Select the new suspension design and get it installed. Can't wait to see this in action on the race weekend.
Yes. We can install it on car 1 or we can install it on car 2. Hey, Nicholas Latifi. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put this on car number 2 for Alex Albon.
Great work. That's the new suspension fitted. If you want to have more copies of this design manufactured, you can do so from here. Just remember those F1 mandated spending caps, the official limit on how much we can spend on car development and improvement each season. If you don't want the team to manufacture anything right now, we should probably head back.
Now, how about we manufacture another one of those? Normal. So yes. Manufacture first car part. 5 days. So we take an extra $25,000 to get it done a day early. Why on earth would we do that? And we'll just make one so that we have one for each car. If we break that suspension, we put the old one on while we pick up together a new one. We might want to design more than one of these, so let's just... yeah.
It takes the team a while to manufacture a new car part. If you check your calendar, they'll have given you a delivery date. Now all you have to do is wait patiently and let the magic happen.
Oh my, the magic.
Right then. Now you finished the installation, there's one more project for you to kick off. Let's head back to the cars area.
We're a racing team. Are they all car areas?
Here we are again. We've already fitted our cars with the best available car parts. But in F1, we also need to keep on innovating to stay competitive. Take a look at car parts development, where we can start a new design project.
Sure. We don't have any ongoing ones, I don't think, so let's start a new project.
There are 3 different types of projects the engineering team can work on. We can design a new car part for use this season, manufacture copies of existing designs, or undertake research to develop our team's expertise for next season.
Yeah, we will probably want to start on research when we can, but we can't yet for a little less than a month.
Let's focus on this season for now. That means designing a new car part.
Indeed.
These are car parts we can design and manufacture in-house. Each car part impacts different areas of a car's performance, but certain car parts will have a greater impact than others.
It's true. Wings are going to have a very big aerodynamic impact, where chassis will have more of a mechanical grip aspect to them.
You can also view our car performance by rank on grid. This is a useful comparison tool and lets you see how our performance compares to that of all the other cars on the grid. Take a look over the different car parts. The highlights indicate which performance areas they impact the most. Pick one that impacts the ratings you want to improve.
Oh, I see. We've only got 4 days until the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend, so if we spend an extra 50 grand, we would have that car part ready for Latifi. Nothing personal, Latifi. I'm going to save the 50 grand, which I realize is not a huge amount of money in this game, but every dollar counts. So the chassis is going to affect top speed, acceleration, and engine cooling. Front wing will affect all of the cornering and brake cooling. Rear wing, again, about top speed and acceleration. Side pods, top speed, acceleration, and engine cooling. The underfloor, top speed, acceleration, and non-DRS cornering. And the suspension, top speed, acceleration, and brake cooling. I'm torn between investing in a new underfloor and a new front wing. Let's look at a new front wing. No, let's look at a new underfloor.
The team's expertise in making new car parts improves with experience, so each new design is likely to be better than an older one. Just make sure to check the new design against the one currently installed. Testing is also an important step in designing a new car part. Our testing time is limited throughout the season, and it's up to you to decide how much to commit to each design project. If you assign some testing time to this design now, you can see what effect it will have on the car part. Once you've taken a look, let's continue.
Okay, I can assign testing time to it. Well, and yes, the new testing, we have 84 hours to use up in 42 days. This is something that I might not have gained a grasp on, but I actually was looking at a video that was explaining this a little bit. This is use it or lose it time. The next ATR period is 42 days. We will get new hours then. So it's important to use these. Well, now, with that in mind, I want to see we're already looking at an improvement of 14. 14. Low speed cornering would go from 12 to 1402. 13.16. aero tunnels that run under the car in a Venturi shape. They have a wide inlet, narrow center, and wide outlet. All acts to accelerate airflow below the car to generate immense amounts of downforce. So yes, this is the aerodynamics that go underneath the car. So, testing is done in blocks known as aerodynamic testing restriction periods. Each ATR period limits how many hours a team can spend on aerodynamic testing. 25, 33. We spend all our time on this for forever. Admittedly, it's going to be mightily impressive. We have 84 days for this, though. Maybe what I want to do is I'll put 16 wind tunnel hours into this. Should be a big improvement for us, especially in low speed cornering. And computational fluid dynamic simulate airflow to test how it will perform in a real race. CFD testing limit is measured in mega allocation unit hours. And each. So we have 6.3 of those remaining, and again, that will reset in 4 days. Each hour is equal to 1 million hours of computer simulation. So I'm putting 1 million hours of computer simulation into this piece and 16 literal hours of wind tunnel time.
You can direct the engineering team to focus on specific areas of performance. F1 car parts are complex, and sometimes you'll have to sacrifice performance in one area to achieve gains in another. Over the season, we'll understand more about our car's performance, which will help you to guide the team's design focus. You can try altering the focus now if you like, or else stick with a balanced approach. When you're ready, continue with the process.
Presets: balanced, optimized aerodynamics, low speed performance, high speed performance. I see, so you lose high speed. Or it doesn't improve, I should say. Optimized aerodynamics. The airflow sensitivity is not as big a deal, or is a bigger deal. The drag reduction is not as big a deal. High speed performance. They say we need higher top speed. I say we go with a balanced approach.
As a final step before the team gets started on this design project, you need to decide how many engineers you want working on it. You should also decide what approach they should take. Bear in mind, these decisions will have an impact on the duration and cost of the project. When you're happy with everything, confirm the project and the team will get started.
Okay, so I can assign up to 6 engineers to the project. More engineers means faster completion, but lower expertise gain. Assigned engineers can't work on anything else while this project is underway. So, in June, we need it before June. May. approach. Tell your engineers how to approach this project. You can ask them to put in more hours to complete it faster or to optimize it as much as possible. Your engineers will finish the project as soon as they can without rushing under normal speed. The team's expertise in underfloor development will increase at the normal rate per day, improving all future underfloor projects. So the cost of approach is normal here. It will cost me an extra $500,000 to do it this way. It will improve. So that doesn't do anything. So it will improve. You will get more expertise gain on future projects by doing it this way, but it'll also cost $2 million versus nothing. I'm going to put 2 engineers on this one, because 3 only really gets you like an extra week. So that's going to be just shy of $1 million to develop this new part. Let's start the project.
Nice work. That's the project started. If you check your calendar, you'll see the team have given you a delivery date for the design. Once it's complete, you'll be able to manufacture that part anytime. Continually designing new car parts is imperative to improving our team's performance and staying competitive on the track. Check out the car analysis area regularly to see how our cars compare to others on the grid.
Righto. Well, I could also design a new front wing part because I still have engineers for it. Let's add another hour in for this. Remaining 53. But again, this resets in 42 days. These projects are taking longer than that. Let's continue on with a balanced performance here. There you go, another 2 engineers. One's going to be 700 grand, so not quite as much. It's going to take 46 days. It'll be done a little earlier than the other one. No design or research slots available. Okay, so I got 2 ones going on right now, so that's cool.
That's probably enough focus on cars for now. We've installed a new suspension, and you've directed your first design project.
Well, I directed 2 of them, but you weren't watching that second one. It's enough focus on cars for now because, I mean, it's only a racing game, right? And you know what? Since we've directed our first design project, I'm going to stop this right here. When we come back, we'll do more between race farting around, and we'll be back after that. This is Bobo the Vulture. This is F1 Manager 22. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.